Hello everyone and welcome to Homespun Handcrafts Watermelon Coasters. First I'm going to go over the materials you need to make this craft. So the first thing you're going to need is a Terracotta Saucer. This one's 4.25 inches across. You're going to need a foam paintbrush. I have two right here just because I don't have a source of running water in the room where I'm making this right now, but you 100% can just do it with one and washing it out. You're going to need a normal paintbrush and then some black paint, some green paint, and some pink paint. So the first thing you're going to do, which I've already done with this, is there's going to be if there's a label on the bottom of your saucer, you're going to tear that off, and then you're going to rinse the saucer off in the sink to get any dirt off of it, because these things tend to come pretty dirty when you get them. And then what you're going to do is place the saucer down. I'm using newspaper as my scrap paper, but you can use any old paper really. And then you're going to put it face down so that the side that you'll put something in is down on the table. And then what you're going to do is take the green paint and just paint it all over this side of the saucer. Okay, and it doesn't have to be super perfect because we are going to be putting on a couple more coats. So this is just to get the first coat down. Okay. There we go. So now you're going to let it dry. It's going to take 5 to 10 minutes to do that. So let it dry and I will see you back here in a few minutes. Okay, good. So that first coat is dry, which means it's time for a second coat. So I'm just gonna go ahead and brush on another coat of paint. And I'm just keeping an eye on it to make sure I'm getting all the different areas. Now I'm going to let it sit and dry again. Okay, once again, the paint isn't coming up on my finger, so I can add another coat. And this really doesn't need to be perfect because it is the bottom of the coaster. so you want to pay more attention to making sure the edges look good. Okay. And there's a few spots where I can still see the terracotta, so I'm going to let it dry again before putting on a little more paint. And this time I'm going to let it dry a little bit longer. All right, I'm going to add the last coat of green for this side. Now we're going to sit and let that dry for a minute or two. Okay, now that the bottom has gotten nice and dry, what we're going to do is pick it up and put it down on the bottom like that. And now we're going to start applying green paint to the top of this. So you have to be a little bit more careful here. You're just going to go around the rim and then on the inside of the rim as well. We're going to leave the middle empty, which is where we're going to put our pink in a minute. And it's okay if you're not perfect at this. So, first coat of green is in, and then we're going to let it dry and we'll put on a second coat in a minute. Now that that's dry, we're going to go ahead and add a second coat of paint. And now we're going to give this coat a minute to dry. Now I'm just going to add one last coat of green. And now we're going to allow this to dry. Okay, now that it's dry, we're going to add the pink. So I have a second paintbrush here just because I don't have a sink right here, but you can also do this with the same paintbrush. You just have to wash the brush out. Okay, you're going to take the pink and you're going to put it in the center of the saucer. You're going to overlap the green a little bit, and that is perfectly okay. might want to take a little bit of paper towel to clean up the edge. And also what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go in with my little paintbrush at the end and fix up the spots that need, fix up the spots of the green that are a little bit wonky. Add a nice thick coat of pink to the center of your coaster. Okay. And now we're going to let the pink dry. Okay. And now that it's dry, we're going to put on a second coat of pink paint. Okay, and now we're going to let that dry. And now we're going to add what is hopefully the last coat of the pink. And for this one, I'm making sure to go in a circular pattern with my brush strokes so that it will look like a circle, the final design. Okay, so now we just let that sit and dry, and then we're going to do the seeds and then the little touch-ups on the side. Okay, now that the pink is on and dried, it's time for the finishing touches. The first thing I'm going to do is take a little bit more of the green and just carefully go around the inside rim again, just to clean up the smudges I got there. I'm not being quite as picky with this. Just getting the really big ones. General where, like right there where it's just a little bit above, I'm leaving that. And then what we're going to do, and this is the fun part, we're gonna add the watermelon seeds. So this is the most, I would say, artistic part of this. So what you're gonna do is just dip your brush in the black paint, and then you're just gonna tap it down. And then you just add the seeds and just re-dip it as necessary. There you have it, watermelon coaster.